welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra, and this is the earnings special edition where our focus will be on PNB Housing Finance and its numbers that have come in. A robust set of numbers yet again, another this quarter where the net profit has increased by over 42% on a year-on-year basis. What we've also seen is that the net interest income has also seen a growth of 17% on a YOY basis as well, to 695 odd crore rupees right there. The net interest margin now in Q3 has also stood at 3.7 odd percent right there. We've also seen a growth as far as the disbursement, the loan book is concerned. The retail loan asset that has also grown by about 17.5%, led by, of course, growth in both the affordable as well as the emerging markets as well. To discuss with us the key fine print, what has gone into the key contributing factors for this quarterly earning, as well as what is the outlook, now we are joined by the top management of the company. Mr. Girish Kousgi joins in, the MD and the CEO of PNB Housing Finance. Warm welcome to you, sir. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. Congratulations on another set of strong numbers that have come in Q3 for you. Do tell us, sir, any top 2 or 3 factors that have led to this strong growth continuing for you in this quarter?
Well, good morning, Sakshi. I think you have said all the numbers, so you made my job a bit easier. So I think Q3 was pretty good. In fact, the first 9 months, all the 3 quarters in the year has been pretty good for us, even though there were certain challenges in the industry. In the first 9 months, we've done well Q1, Q2 and Q3. We had guided the retail book growth of 17%. So as of Q3, we are at 17.5%. And we'll be able to surpass 17% by March. So that's the guidance and target on book growth. So our focus was very clearly a couple of years back, we wanted to grow our retail book and we also wanted to increase the margin, and therefore we started affordable business little over 2 years back, and as of March the book was about 1790 crores. In the first 9 months of the current financial year, we have doubled the affordable book. So now the book is 3,838 crores. We started emerging verticals this year because it is a yield accretive business. And now the book is about 13,000 and odd, and we've also grown that pretty well on a YOY. So overall disbursement growth on a YOY is 31%. In fact, margin is quite stable, 3.7%. PAT growth is 43%. ROA is 2.51%. I think overall credit cost has been benign, negative 19 bips. So I think overall we are pretty much happy with the Q3. And we are in line to achieve our stated objectives for the current financial year.
Okay, got that. Right there, sir. Do help us now understand as far as your NII growth outlook is concerned from here on. How do you see that substantially growing to in FY25? And also if you could give us an overview as far as how FY26 could look in terms of the NII growth, sir.
So if you look at last 2 to 3 years time, in the portfolio, we also had a large chunk of corporate. So we had decided little over 3 years back to degrow corporate book and also work on frequencies because we had high NPAs. So as we speak, I think about 3 quarters back, we made corporate NPA as 0 and we have ran down the book. Now corporate book is only about 1240 crores. So the NII pressure what we had in last couple of years, I think now it started improving because the corporate share in the overall portfolio is now minuscule. It's about 1.5% because the overall book is about 72,000 crores. Out of that, retail 70,686 crores. So I think going forward, net interest income should improve from here on. And we've seen that from last quarter itself, and this quarter it's about 17% growth. Now the dependency of corporate on the net interest income is very, very less. And when we start corporate business, let's say from this quarter, it should further add to our growth on NII.
Okay. And on the margins front, sir, how do you see NIM growing from here on? Are you comfortable with the current levels? Is there scope for further improvement here as well?
We had guided the 3.5% of NIM, but we've been able to maintain 3.6% plus. Yeah. And in Q3 it was 3.7. So we will be able to maintain in this band of let's say 3.6 to 3.65 for next few quarters. Even factoring the rate cut which might come through in next few quarters. What we have done is, as I had mentioned, we have completely exited super prime because their margin was quite low, and we are getting our prime book at a slower pace because even there the margin is low. compared to emerging and affordable. So we are growing our affordable and emerging book much faster. If you look at quarter three, 38% of disbursements came from affordable and emerging. So with this change in mix between segments, we are into three segments: prime, emerging and Roshni. With focus on Roshni is affordable, Roshni and
Yes.
emerging, the margins will improve. So after about 3 or 4 quarters time, I think the margin should slowly inch up, because we have guided the NIM of about 4.1% by FY27 with a
Correct.
retail book of about 1 lakh crore.
Right. Okay. So, you did say that, you've already managed to surpass your own guidance when it comes to the retail loan now at 17.5%. And that's, 1 quarter still remaining. Would you be comfortable to revise the guidance upward for FY25, or would you stay with this? And for FY26, then what will be the guidance on that front, sir?
See, if you look at any year, quarter four is the best quarter for any company, especially in this space. So I'm sure we'll also do well in quarter four. We are at 17.5 now. Guidance is 17, so we'll be able to surpass. I don't want to put a number now because it's only 1 quarter away. So we had guided 17. We are at 17 and a half. So I think I'll stay with that. But I'm sure we're going to surpass our guided target of 17%.
Okay. And, that 1 lakh crore mark, by when are you expecting that, sir?
We are expecting a retail book, which is now 70,656 crores, to reach 1 lakh crore by FY27, March 27. And the composition will be: today the affordable book is 3,838. By this March, it will be 5,000 crores. By FY27, out of 1 lakh, affordable will be 15,000 crores. Emerging book could be about 25,000 crores. So 40,000 crore book would be high yielding business, and the balance 60 crores would be in prime.
Okay, understood. So do tell us, within this October to December band, what was the impact of the festive demand? Was it as expected for you as far as the loan disbursements are also concerned? And now what is the outlook?
So if you look at the whole year till now, I think demand is pretty good. Demand is quite robust in all the segments. And this is what even all the developers are saying. Super luxury, mid-size, I think across demand has been quite robust. Talking about quarter three, I think demand continued to be robust, but there were a lot of challenges in certain states, with respect to elections, with respect to a lot of festive holidays, and also a couple of states like Karnataka and MP, there was a change in registration process which actually had put a hold on disbursements. So I think because of that, I think you will see the industry disbursing quite less in quarter three. Otherwise, the demand is quite robust. We still managed to grow sequentially, book by 4%, and there's a marginal growth in disbursements.
Okay, got that. Mr. Gauski, another space that I wanted to ask you is, as far as the interest rate scenario is concerned, sir. How are you expecting that to play out? Again, there is some kind of a question as to whether the RBI will have enough levers to immediately go ahead for a rate cut right after the budget, when the meeting will incur, or do you see further delay now happening in terms of the interest rate cuts happening? How is the scenario playing out there, sir? And how will it impact the loan demand and the overall housing market?
So in terms of rate cut, I think a lot of discussions have happened in last few quarters, about inflation, rate cut, liquidity crunch. Yes. Right. So I'm not very sure. I can't confirm what will happen in the next MPC, but we are expecting rate cut to start sooner than later. It might probably happen in February. It could be maybe 25 bips. So a 25 bips rate cut would impact us on the cost of borrowing by 10 bips. So that we will pass it on. And since we are going to start corporate, it will help us on the margin. We are changing segment which will get us a higher yield. So our yields would improve. And also in all the three segments, that is prime, emerging and affordable, we are trying to up the yield. So we will be able to manage to a large extent. And we don't see any challenge, in the medium term with respect to rate cut.
Okay, got that. Sir, I did ask you last time around as well, and I still want to follow up on that question. And as far as the PMAY interest subsidy scheme is concerned, which is expected to benefit 1 crore customers over the next 4-5 years. How are you really positioned to capture this opportunity for yourself, sir?
I think it's a great opportunity for the entire housing industry, especially companies focusing on emerging and affordable to a certain extent on prime, because PMAY inter-subsidy scheme caters largely to EWS, LIG and part of MIG. This scheme started from 1st of September of this year. We have already, done business close to 5,000 accounts, 5,000 customers. In terms of amount, it's about 675 crores. It has taken off very well, and I'm sure this is going to really help demand to go up. And we are very positive about the scheme.
Okay. And lastly, sir, I did want to ask you, as far as the upcoming budget is concerned, what is your big expectation for the sector you are catering to right here closely? What remains to be seen as far as what the government could do to further, improve the demand here? Already, you did say that, a lot of segments have reported positive demand, but what exactly is needed at this hour, and what would be the big ask from the upcoming union budget?
I think from the industry perspective, there are three asks. One is the limit on interest and the principal age that can be enhanced. That's one and two. The third one is on the affordable side. The supply from the developer side is quite less because of the challenges. Because these projects for developers are not viable, and therefore a lot of developers are focusing on super luxury and luxury apartments. They're not getting into affordable. So some kind of tax ops for affordable projects, that would help to further improve and increase demand on the affordable. So these three are the expectations from budget.
Okay, wonderful speaking to you, Mr. Kauski. Thank you so much for sparing the time for us, helping us detail the insights from your quarterly earnings. I wish you all the very best for the upcoming quarter as well. And we'll hope to catch you very soon post the budget to take your first reactions right there too. Many thanks for being with us on the show, sir. Thank you. With that, viewers, we wrap up this special conversation with PNB Housing Finance on the earnings as well as on the budget expectations right there. Do stay tuned.